Hey, hey, hey. Hello there. How are you? Hopefully, you are amazing. I thought I would get on and just chat for a minute. Now, I do intend to give some messages and probably pull some cards today. At least that's what it feels like at the moment. But I wanted to tell y'all a story that is gonna lead to channels, I'm sure. Um, it's not like I don't feel like it's anything crazy or anything like that. But first, just clear the energy a little bit. I don't often do the sound bowls while you guys are, or while I'm on with you guys. I think I only did that for one video, and that was the very first video that I had released. So yeah, I don't know about y'all. I feel better. Wasn't really feeling bad to begin with, but it's just something about these bowls that just chef's kiss. I think is that how you do it? I might have messed that up. Anyway. Anyway, so today I was having a bit of a self-care day, so I went to have a massage. It's something that I keep up with pretty regularly. I'm taking the best care of myself. And I hope that y'all are too. I know that that's a lot of where this is going. That's where all the videos lead toward you guys taking care of yourself. But anyway, I went to have a massage. It's the same masseur that I always use. Super sweet guy. Um, older Latin gentleman with fucking angelic hands. From the very first massage I had with him, I was hooked. And I'm like, man, and nobody else can give me a massage after this. They just can't do it. Um, but yeah, it seems like I find out a little bit more now. Mind you, at this point, I've been seeing the same masseur for at least 2 years, at most. I want to say I started in 22. Yeah, so maybe at most 3 years. Anyways, I am going to follow this little man everywhere he goes. He has got a loyal client in me. But today, I found out why. I found out why I like him so much just from the very start. So, when I very first started to see him, it's not that I wasn't spiritually inclined because I've always been very spiritually inclined. I haven't always made intentional connection with that aspect of me, especially not to the degree that I do now. I have been trying to tap in by way of religion, like I had been taught, but it just didn't fit. It doesn't work for what God has given me. So, and I always use God kind of reluctantly because everybody has jacked up what God is anyway. Spirit, source, universe, God, how, same old, same old. Um, yeah, I wasn't as tapped in with it at that point. So I just knew it was something super special about him. He's always had really, like, he's always been super kind. And when listen, I am not hyping this man up for knots, okay? I am not. When I tell you this man got them hands on him, listen, just for reference. At first, I am not a very tall person. I'm average height for a woman, which is 5'6". And he's a little shorter than me. He may be 5 feet tall, maybe. But then again, I'm terrible for having to make a shorter than me height reference, because if you shorter than me, I automatically feel like you're like 4'11", and that's just a character flaw within myself. But that is my truth and the reality of how I be living my life. So, anyways, yeah. So since the very first massage, I just felt like God, like He takes exceptional care of me. And for the longest, I'm like, is it just me? I'm like, I think we might be married a little bit. I ain't really 100% sure. And this is not this is not going the happy ending route. Just spoiler alert. Let me get ahead of that. Although it was a happy ending, it just ain't the one y'all be thinking of when you think of massage. So we didn't. Yeah, let me save y'all the suspense of that. So yeah, and he always just kind of goes above and beyond, and it just feels like he cares about what he does. And so I realized sometime in that he's the only one at that particular place, and the only one I've ever known of in my time of getting massages who has a medical some sort of medical component to his certification, is what I'll say, to try to not mess up or make up, because I will be making up some shit sometimes. Yeah. Anyway, so he has that additional piece to what he does. So I always attributed that to why he was as good as he is. And I've always just felt a number of different things and a number of different encounters. The best way I can describe it is, at first it just seemed like genuine care for the person that he's dealing with, and like he really just enjoys his job. But the more and more I go, I just notice so much more. The more spiritually inclined I become is how I notice more and more. So there have been a number of times, like, he does stuff that is usually like add-ons. He usually does them just as a part of the general service. If he knows something that he has the separate practice of his own as well. So if he knows of something that he is aware that helps, and maybe you didn't pay for it, he'll go ahead and do it if he feels like you need that thing. And so he's customarily asked, like, are you okay with me trying this on you? Da 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 da. And I think one of the things was like a cold stone, some. Anyway. So anyways, I'm always game, especially just because I know, and I've been able to identify with his spirit a bit. So, so like I said, number of different encounters, different times I've gone. But today, y'all, I didn't cry on this man's table after this massage. Well, actually during the massage. And then when he left, Shawty bawled out, okay? I felt that before, but I didn't let it surface. But this time I couldn't even hold it. And so as I lay there, spirit began to let me know what had taken place. So there's a point in the massage where he does like he takes his forearm and he like massages across your chest up here. And so that's not unusual. We've done that so many different times. But today, he was there for a hot little minute. And it felt like he sensed something and he just stayed there. And it wasn't just with his forearm anymore, it was with the palm of his hand. So I knew that energetically he was doing something. So in my mind, I'm like, something is happening right here. And I wonder if he know, like if he's doing this intentionally, and if he knows that he's doing this, that he's healing. Your located in your chest is your heart chakra. So he was energetically working on my heart chakra. I knew that I could identify with what had happened once it was done, and I was gathering myself and drying my tears. Um, yeah, so I'm just struggling. He gets done, he leaves, goes to get the water like he normally does, and waits on me in the hallway. And while he's out there, I'm in there just a little baby doll, crying and sniffling and trying to get my life together because I'm all jacked up at this point. Not really jacked up, but just really emotional. So I knew that he had hit an energetic place within me that required some release. So, anyway, in short form, so this doesn't go a really long time because I just be getting long winded. Maybe y'all like that, maybe y'all don't. Anyways, um, I, as many of us are as a collective at this point, are operating, am, y'all are, I am, working through and becoming partners with, more familiar with, or flowing from your heart space, the heart chakra. And for the longest time, like I've known that Spirit has been talking to me about that intuitively, as far as just being in a new timeline, being in a different place where I'm functioning more from a place of love. Um, Anybody that knows me and probably sees this may be able to attest to that. And it's not that I wasn't before, but it's such a different place. But yeah, so that is just where many of us are at this time. And so one of the things, just like I was telling y'all, the Spirit was talking about making sure that we're keeping our energy cleansed and detoxified from spiritual toxins. I was looking for um, some I don't know how to call it, but I was looking for someone to do Reiki. I've never had it done before. I just felt pressed to have it done. And I think that at this point, Spirit was just alerting me to look it up so that I can know exactly what it is. And search for someone. It wasn't ever about the search, it was about me finding out what it is so that I could identify what was taking place whenever it had happened, because Spirit knows all and knew that I would get the release today. So, yeah, that's what happened. He was performing Reiki on me during the massage. Um, and he released a blockage within my heart chakra, which is why I was so energetically sensitive to the point of emotion and crying, which makes perfect sense when you think about emotions. You know, H-Town say they make you cry sometimes. They ain't lying though. Yeah. So while I was getting dressed, I was saying I'm gonna ask him when I talk to him if he is intentionally doing that, if he knows or realizes that he's doing that. I need some answers. And you'll get to know me a whole lot more being on her show. Listen, I am a curious girl. And you should be a curious girl or guy, woman, and man. Be very curious. Always render to yourself the satisfaction and gift of curiosity. Yeah. Spirit. That was quite the way to put that. I often use different words on an everyday basis that aren't used in regular conversations, so that was not unusual. That was pretty fitting for my style of communication on a regular basis. But it was interesting that it came out that way in this setting. Anyway, I asked him. Oh, I said I'd have to say that I'm gonna ask questions if I don't do nothing else. So I asked him, and he started to kind of. So he's got to be very careful because that is not a part of the practice, and looked down upon, frowned upon, whatever. I'm gonna say people be hating on actual things that help people. But he said that I am not his only client that is perceptive in that way and intuitive in that way. He said he has a number of his regular clients, go figure, like attracts like, and spirit calls them to spirit. It's a draw. You attract, and only can be in your energetic frequency and field what you are an energetic alignment match to. Don't you ever forget that. Don't you ever forget that. So yeah, we talking about it. We standing out there for a good little while longer, just talking about it, and just talking about these different experiences that he's had, and so he knew he was doing it. He knew. I don't think that he knew that I'd know or that I would have a response to it. He was doing what he was led to do. Spirit knew what I needed. He did not know, but listen, Spirit gives you everything that you need. The spirit that is within you connects with the spirit that is in the people, all of the people that ever help you in your entire life. And that's in ways that you can appreciate, in ways you can't. Because it is for our growth and it is for our expansion. All of our needs are always, always, always provided for. So I never found a Reiki session to attend. I never found anybody to do the Reiki. But again, I don't really think it was about that. I think that it was about me making that connection and Spirit just showing me that he is my soulmate for this purpose. We have many soulmates. People that anybody we come into contact with is our soulmate for the time. You have a soul connection with that person, just like I was saying, because of that energetic frequency aspect. And I want to say they're akin to you because that is what is coming in. But they are you. They are an extension of you in spirit. Anyways, hopefully I did that elaboration a bit of justice. There's so much. Sometimes y'all, I'm gonna just say this, and if you know, you know, I am an Aquarian to my heart, okay? And not only is my son Aquarius, I have a couple other placements that are also Aquarius. So if you know, you know. I can talk, I be thinking, and it just goes on and on and on. And I just know stuff intuitively. It's just something that I got from God. That's the best. That's the best way I can explain it. Um, and I'm super grateful for that. I am super grateful for that. Anyway, but this is just coming to the point of saying to you, explore your gifts and share your gifts. It is important because you never know who needs you. You never know who you've been put in line with to assist. And sometimes they don't know who you are, but you do. So it makes it so important for you to do the thing that Spirit leads you to do. And don't worry about how it's perceived because you truly don't know how the person is going to perceive it. That is your limits that get in your way. You have to become so much more comfortable with your gifts to be able to share them comfortably and boldly and courageously with people. If it's on the internet, if it's at the doctor's appointment, if it's at the massage appointment, if it's at the thrift store, at work, you have to do, well, you have free will, you don't have to. But that is a part of who you are. It is a super important part of who you are. And be proud of it. Don't be ashamed of it. Embrace it. It is something that is so amazing, and I want to say miraculous, but I'm only saying miraculous, Spirit says, because it is miracles, and seeing stuff as miracles is something that we are taught as like the ultimate um majestic and unexplained thing, but that's actually natural. It's all the other shit, the like non miracles, the mediocrity, all of that shit is the unusual shit. So, anyway, embrace and accept your gifts. You'll be better for it. You'll be able to do things and derive great pleasure from seeing how you help people in a number of ways. It's so fulfilling. One of the most fulfilling parts is like you know exactly what's going on, even like you know exactly what you're doing in some ways, but other ways you don't really know the impact of it. Like him, he just did what he felt to do, what he was led to do. Now he knows, because we discussed it some, he knows intuitively, and he listens to see to hear his guidance when he's doing the massage. He even told me that he has a whole, like the way that he does the massage and in the pattern that he does it is all very strategic, which is in perfect alignment with the downloads in the message that Spirit has been giving me the last several days. And the message is this: everything done with intention and intentionally is a ritual. I'm gonna repeat it for the people who need to hear it again. Everything done intentionally is a ritual. Everything. We think we just be doing stuff. We just, just I just do the same thing every day. I just do this the same way every time, just because. No, it's because we are creators. That is our nature. and you create from rituals. I can't make this stuff up. I'm always delighted in it. The more I know and the more these gifts open up to and for me, I am grateful. They've always been there. They're never not there. But we spend a lot of time running from them. Don't run. Don't run. Um, but anyway, being available to receive is extremely important, which is it goes with the last two messages about detoxifying and clearing the energy, making sure your energy is cleared out, making sure that you do some chakra cleansing as well. I named a number of energetic cleansing aspects or things that could be done, but so many I still missed because I missed all of the chakra cleansing rituals that you can do. You can do cleansing by way of like the sound bowls and other sound instruments. You can do spiritual bath. Hell, do all of them. Do all of them. But yeah, and take care of your like just every every great thing in this life depends heavily on you taking care of yourself. How selfish does that sound? Extremely selfish, I hope, because that's the intent. We're pushed so far away from ourself that we can't ever discover our natural nature, that divine masculine or divine feminine that we are. We are conditioned away from those things because if you knew your power, what would you do? It makes perfect sense. What would you do? Anyway, this is just calling you back to your power. This is very likely what we'll always do over here. Because you are great and you are God and you deserve to know it. You deserve to live a life that a God would live, honey. Yes. Do that in all the ways. Um, been shuffling these cards in the back. Y'all probably been hearing that throughout the video. I'm just filling out the energy. Trying to see if Spirit has more to say about that. Holy Spirit, angels, ancestors, spirit guides. Any more messages? Anything else that we need to know? Because we're so often pushed away from our spiritual and natural nature, we begin to attribute and associate certain spiritual gifts with anything else but spirituality, anything else but a gift, even to the degree of mental illness. But I would like for you to consider all of these different things and people that are like neurodivergent or whatever classifications psychology and mental health professionals name them. Many of those people are just spiritually gifted without assistance with how to use and function in this society that is different than them. All the ADHD and all of that, many of those things are your gifts. attempting to express themselves. Everyone has different gifts. Not all of them are. It's like everyone has gifts. I'll just say that. Some people have similar gifts, but everyone has gifts. And those people are different for a reason. They are highly gifted for a reason. You got the Knight of Cups with his cup of love. Cups also represent spiritual gifts. Knights are usually fast moving energy. And Spirit is saying right now for this card, this is the gifts, this in association with this message, the gifts appearing one way but actually being something else. In general, the book reads this card as someone who loves love overall, and they're always looking for the next thing to love. I'm going to get some clarity on that, but I'm going to pull some more cards for us. I might want to read that first. The Knight of Cups usually represents romance, creativity, and beauty. This card is a sign that you may be moving forward with a creative project you have intuitively felt compelled to manifest. This card can also serve as a reminder to be vulnerable and express love to those around you. Although it can feel scary to bare our soul, this bravery will allow for greater intimacy and connection. So, your gifts will allow for greater intimacy and connection when shared. Your gift is a creative ability. It is a superpower, if you will, as the world would consider it. Anyways, let's see. What else do we got? What else do we got? Some of you guys, you are aware of your gifts, but even you feel a little strange whenever you express them or you try to tell someone about them. So you have set some boundaries for yourself on how and when they can or will be used. You'll only tell certain people about them. That's not always bad. It's not all bad. It's just protecting your gift. As long as it's as a means of protecting and cultivating all that Spirit has given you and not hiding. Spirit does not want you to hide the gift. There's a difference between hiding and protecting. So the endeavor is to protect, not hide. They are not one and the same. Wow. Spirit's saying that the more you embrace these gifts, albeit new to you, they bring with them everything that you have need of, including stability financially. And you also have the Two of Cups, which is really just, in this case, for some of you, it may be also an intuitive partner. Yeah, Spirit is saying for some of you, it will be a partner that understands your gifts. And maybe even if they don't necessarily understand them fully, they're also intuitive. They are also conscious and aware of their spiritual giftings and callings, and they also utilize theirs. So, no need to worry about that. Whoever is worried about it, there's a partner for you that is perfect for you, and none of this stuff is going to be crazy or strange or out of the ordinary for them. You're going to be surprised. Spirit is going to blow your mind with a partner that you've imagined to some degree what it is that you want, but it's like 100 times better than that. And yeah, just be patient and don't try to force nothing. You're not going to have to force. You will know it when it comes. Trust. And for others of you, it speaks to this, the alignment of the spirit and the body and the man part of you, allowing these things to coexist and work harmoniously together in your life. An acceptance is what Spirit is saying of the gifts. They'll provide gifts one to another. They're both significant. Spirit, back on the relational component for those of you who have a partner coming in. Spirit is saying it's like a yin and yang energy. Somebody understands yin and yang from a certain perspective. It makes sense to you in a way that Spirit would have me say yin and yang, where this relationship is concerned. Mm-hmm. Spirit is saying just to remember your cause. You don't realize it, but whatever those things are that you want to do in life, the things that you want to accomplish, those are gifts. Those are also gifts. That's not to be excluded. It's just that this aspect of things accompany those gifts. It's Spirit, what's that? Those desires that you will manifest, and that will be your work portion, are a side effect and are greatly enhanced by the spiritual gifts. And the more you become one with them, the more that you align with them, you get more. Your cup runneth over. New creative gifts, spiritual and otherwise. abundantly. They give to you strength, courage, and bravery. Also, Spirit is saying that you are stronger than you know, you are braver than you know. And some of you, it just takes for you to think back. We're not thinking or looking back just to ruminate on the past, but just to say, you have been strong, you have done hard things, you do hard things, you have always done hard things. In fact, it may be a little bit difficult to consider, but many of your hardships in life were only to help you to get to all of the places that you have within your soul contract to get to. They all assist you in getting to that place. So it's not even worth it to think of things as bad. Conversely, for us to use, Spirit's been saying for a little while now, I don't know if maybe I said it in one of the other videos, but words are constructed for the use of logic. Logic does not help to facilitate in the understanding of spiritual things, the unseen. And the world tells you to believe it when you see it with your natural eye, but you need to believe it when you see it with your third eye, the unseen eye. These eyes give you sight, this eye gives you vision. That is what causes you to be able to more readily connect with that spiritual component of yourself. I don't even know how we got over here at this point. Spirit. Oh, all of the hard things. Anyway, the language getting it gets in the way of spiritual things, and it causes us to often misinterpret what it is that's actually going on in the spirit because we have these natural words that confuse the system. It causes us to attribute definitions to things where we don't necessarily need to, where we should be filling out what the actual meaning of things are in the spirit. Some of you do that, and it's good that you do that. You look up meanings for everything, and you should, because everything has meaning. Every single thing is here to guide you as a navigational component to guide you on your journey through life. So continue to look up all the stuff. If at any point you have an inkling that something can mean something, it's not for nothing. Look it up. What's the spiritual meaning of certain kind of birds? There's so many different kinds of birds. They all do so many different kinds of things. You would be surprised the things that you find just looking up stuff. But anyway, Spirit, I got taken away, and I don't even recall where I was with all of that. But if I'm looking at the cards, this one stands out. I think it's the one that I left off with, but many of the difficult things that you've gone through, because you are highly spiritual, have pushed you back into a place of return or rediscovery of yourself, your most natural state, as they were supposed to. You've learned to be brave, to face things head on, and not have an issue standing up and doing the things that are necessary to be done for yourself, and that's good. That is a great lesson to be learned from there. In the midst of all of the things, you've learned how to tame the beast. There's a lion here next to this feminine energy, and this is not gender specific. None of these are going to be gender specific. It's just a pictorial representation of what's going on and the message that spirit wants to deliver. But yeah, it's not for nothing that you cultivated all of that strength. It takes strength and courage and boldness and courageousness to be able to express all of the messages and the gifts that the divine has given you, and that you will continue to get. Not everybody will accept them, and that's okay. They're not supposed to, but the people that are part of your soul tribe, that are supposed to hear you and receive a message from you, will. I told y'all this thing didn't went long, but I told y'all all of that because it's important to get comfortable with yourself. This is a part of you. It ain't going away. And you'll live in so much actual bliss, joy, and harmony once you actually embrace it. Ask me how I know. One of my trading mentors always says that. Ask me how I know. And listen, I resonate so well because so many things you will have been there to know. So it is a very fitting and appropriate question to be asked. Anyway, I am going to love and leave you on that note. I believe I am. This world card wants to come out. It's come out twice though before we go. The world card is a completion card. It's the last in the major arcana series or lineup. It represents a completed cycle and achievement and overcoming. So the end of a cycle and the beginning of something new. And you're in the middle of it all. Thriving, no longer surviving. By the leading of your spirit guides. Anyway, I hope this message helped you understand a little bit more this significance of you doing the thing that you've been pushed to do. Get on social media if that's what the spirit has been pushing you to do. Well, I know you don't want to be on there. I know you don't want to be heavily seen and have people saying all the wild stuff that people will be saying on the internet. It ain't about none of that. Because we really don't care what they think. It doesn't matter. Only thing that matters is the people that are helped by it. That's it. Don't be afraid. It's okay. They are real gifts. Whatever it is. If it's sewing, if it's crocheting, if it's beatboxing, I don't even know. DJing. That is a great way to get reach. That's the time that we live in. Growing things, planting, creation of all kind. Put it on the internet. These platforms will do you very well, extending your reach to places that it would take you so much longer to get to without the internet. It is a tool to be used for your benefit. You be on it anyway. And if we're going to be on it, scrolling all day, might as well make some money off of it and help some people in the process. Also, it's a great means to protect your energy in the way of boundaries, because you only have to engage with what's necessary to be engaged with to be able to spread the messages of the word or the craft or whatever it is that you do. Okay. I love y'all. And like, share, subscribe if you find any of these things useful in any way, helpful in any way. Or if you feel like I just rock with you, go on and keep rocking with me. And till next time. I be trying to get this together.